Hi, it's Libby. It's day 15. I'm halfway through my challenge. I'm 15 days into my 30-day challenge to go zero free plastic for 30 days. So everything I'm buying, food-wise, it's not been wrapped in plastic or I'm trying my best and doing really, really well. So, and I kind of think it gets easier as you get into it because one thing that it has done, it's raised my consciousness on what I'm buying and how I'm buying it. Has it got a recyclable packaging? Is it eco-friendly? Do I need it? That's the big thing. Do I really need this? And often the time is, no, I'm just buying it because I'm maybe bored. I think, oh, I might need that, so I'll buy it just in case type of thing. So it does really raise your consciousness. So I was thinking today, what am I going to do? It's 15 days that I've been doing this challenge. So I thought I'd do a little bit different today. I've just come back from one of my classes down in Leicester. I teach in the city centre on a Sunday morning. And one of my students who came to class said to me, oh, Libby, I'm really enjoying your YouTube channel and you really inspire me to look at the way I'm, consuming plastic. So that was a real plus. So thank you. And you know who you are. I won't mention your name here, but you know who you are. And thank you for subscribing. And I really appreciate that. If only one person changes something in their life on this channel, I'll be really grateful and really, really pleased that my efforts for the last 15 days have not gone in vain. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is making some things around your home, being creative and using things that are in your garden maybe or in your home that you can use to cut down your electricity consumption, making things for free and just having some fun making it as well. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is this morning when I got up, I had sort of thought to myself, I boil my kettle and I have my tea or my coffee or whatever I'm making in the morning, and then the kettle gets left, it gets cooled, and then I reboil it or add more water to it. So I'm keep boiling and boiling that kettle. So I'm just boiling it once, I'm using the water, I'm putting it into my thermos flask. It's a very old flask, I've had this for years. Fill up the flask, put the lid back on, and then put it next to the kettle. That's the thing you need to do. Put it next to the kettle, because if you don't, you'll go to the kettle, you'll boil your water and go, I need to use the water in the flask. So that has actually made me 4 cups of tea and a cup of coffee, or a pot of coffee. So that's that's empty now, but at least I've had 4 drinks rather than keep boiling and boiling and boiling. So that's something you can do. If you make a cup of tea in the morning and you've got to go out straight to work, and on the way there you buy yourself a coffee, because a lot of people run and eat, they run and eat on the go. So fill up your reusable cup at home, make a coffee or make some tea, and then pop it in your bag, take it with you. You save yourself quite a lot of money over a week. So if you're paying £2.50 or something for 5 days, you do the math, that's quite a lot of money that you're saving. And you've got your own cup there and it keeps warm and so on, okay? So I'll leave that over there. What else I've got to talk about? Making things for free, okay? So I bought some cheese yesterday from the cheese shop in Stamford on my day out with my friend. And wrapped around it was wrapped in actual wax, right? So I need to check out what sort of wax this is. But I thought, I'm going to melt this wax and I'm going to see if I can make something with it. So I've made a candle. So I actually did half of the wax from the cheese, and then some half of the other was an old candle that I had that's made of soya that was going to be made for some new candles anyway. So I just used a few of the flakes of that and then put it into a little jam jar, the little tiny ones that you get jam in for like afternoon teas. And there it is. It's a little purple candle and it's lit there. I've lit it for you to see. So that's kind of a good thing to do. I need to check that is like, I would imagine it's food grade, so I imagine it's fine to burn. But that I can take to my classes and it's cost me nothing. You can buy the Eco Flakes if you want to make your own candles. Buy the Eco Flakes from the internet. You can buy, it's called Eco Flakes, Eco Soya Candle Flakes. And they come in a big bag, about 3 kilo bag. It's not overly expensive. When you consider, these really expensive candles can be up to like £20, £30 for a candle. then you could buy a whole big bag of half that price, maybe £12 for a big bag of soya, and I use it. And then I buy the little, you buy the small candle wax, wax, the what do you call it, the wicks. Yeah, it's got a little metal disc at the bottom. You put it in the bottom of your candle, you put the wax in, and then what I do is I make like a little holder for the wick. And this is a cocktail stick, and it's got two little pieces of rubber bands on the end. I put it over the candle. I won't put it in because it's got lid. You put it over the candle and it keeps the wick in the centre, so it saves the wick going off to the side. And I've had a few candles sort of a bit disastrous because that's what's happened. So I've come up with this little sort of idea, and it's working. The other thing I'm going to show you is some free food, and this is lavender. So this can be made into tea. You can use it as cooking. You can put it in cakes. You can put it in as an icing on cakes, and you can put the flowers on the top. You can eat it. Then you can make the most delicious tea. So to make the tea, I've wrapped a little band around it, a little elastic band that came off some veggies, some beetroot. And then what I'd do is I would hang it somewhere in my house. So I'm going to hang it just on the door just to show you. So I'd hang it somewhere so it's drying, so it'll dry naturally in the air. Make sure when you pick the lavender it's dry, so it's not wet, because otherwise it'll go a bit mouldy, and it will take a long time to dry as well, and it will spoil. So that will stay there. It's a nice little bit of decoration. But what I would do is I'd pop a brown bag around it, or a paper bag, so that will collect the lavender. So then when you take it off the handle there, you can shake it and it will go into the bag, and then you've got lavender flowers. So you can use those lavender flowers to flavour your teas. You can make tea with it. It makes a lovely bedtime tea with a bit of honey. You can use it in cooking, like I said. You can also infuse it in water. So once it's dried, you could actually put it in some filtered water with a little bit of witch hazel in, and you can make a room spray with it, and it's beautiful, really, really lovely. I'd probably let the water infuse for maybe a couple of months, so the water then absorbs the lavender, and then literally take the flowers out, or put it through a sieve or some cloth, so you're not getting the bits of lavender, because it will clog up the actual spray that you're using. So using one of your old the cleansers, the trigger sprays, you could use one of those. Don't go buying extra plastic. Use what you've got. That's the thing when you go zero free. You just want to chuck out all of your plastic that's in the house. Don't do that, because the idea is to not put plastic into the environment. So try and reuse what you have. If you have to recycle, you have to recycle. But as much as you can, try to stop recycling. I know people say, oh, well, recycling is part of what we do. But, it's sort of like a fact, really, how much actually gets recycled. It's probably not as much as we think it is. And I don't want to go down that line, because I have not got my facts about that. But if you don't put recycling in the bin, you're not adding to the waste that's already in the planet. I think that's it, really. I've had a really good day. So day 15, tomorrow is day 16. I don't know what I'll be coming on talking about. Things seem to be reappearing and want to make themselves known on the channel. So it's a purple day today. I've got my purple candle, and I've got my purple lavender, wherever it is, it's up here. My purple lavender, my purple candle. So in holistic terms, or in a healing term, this is actually good for the head. So if you've got headaches, you can just put some on your forehead, just by even rubbing it on your forehead if you've got a headache, really will help. So I hope you're having a really peaceful day. Namaste and have a really good day. And I'll speak to you tomorrow, and have a really lovely rest of your Sunday. Okay then, bye-bye.